Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't wanna miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.
Such an incredible moment on a global scale for our game, for our players.
It's like the fans are absolutely incredible. It's the same when we go on the road. Like there's so many people that are showing up in fever gear. It's really affecting, teams all across our league, which is a really great thing. And, really, I think we're just scratching the surface.
I will always embrace it. I don't think any of us will ever take it for granted.
Caitlin Fleury. There could be some more coming.
The atmosphere is electric here.
Some fans traveling almost 9,000 miles to get here.
The incoming fans, I value who they were and what they try to bring to our group and bring to the city of Indianapolis.
They have sold out every game they've played in this year except 3.
Embracing opportunities to play in front of a lot of fans.
Behind the back again for Clark, giving another assist and a chance.
Hearing them cheer every possession is exactly what we need every single night.
Boston there with the reverse.
Feed it, and give it to her.
This place is electric.
Draws 2 in the corner. You bet. We're seeing here, and that's why it's been so fun to cover the Fever and the Fever fans across the country and other WNBA arenas.
17,608 fans in the building.
We're bringing more and more fans to this league, people that have maybe never watched the WNBA before, and it kind of takes your breath away at points. Like it's not something you look around and you're like, oh yeah, no, it's like super cool. It's very cool to us too.
All right, guys, welcome to another Live Wire Sports edition. As you guys watched the intro of the Indiana Fever broadcasting, I think that promo was pretty fitting for how we all think of the Indiana Fever. We think of the Indiana Fever as Americans team. We think them as Caitlin Clark as America's darling. The fact of the matter is that now that the WNBA schedule is out, we are really going to spearhead this season like no other. I had a lot of time to sit back and analyze all of this and what it means. And pretty much I'm going to have to do a preview of the Indiana Fever season because there's a lot of history that's going to be made with the Indiana Fever. And I really want to touch on it. And I want to because there's some compare and contrast and there's some history to be made, especially with the, going into the season. But as you've seen on the screen that they have 8 games on Ion. They have 6 on ESPN. They have, I think, 6 on Amazon Prime. The Indiana Fever is spread all over the network. And this could not have been possible without Caitlin Clark last year. This couldn't have been possible. And this is why when we talk about the CBA and all of this stuff with y'all and how Necadum continually to take credit for something that they didn't do, they wouldn't even had this. The Indiana Fever is the first team in WNBA history to be featured on 41 of 44 televised games. That's never had happened before. And mind you, 3 games that they are not being shown on could be on the WNBA app or they could be flex games. Now, I know y'all saying, well, why would they flex games? Okay, look at it from the NFL standpoint. When a team is hot or teams are playing well or they have some kind of playoff implications of it, the NFL will flex games. They will either flex games on Sunday night or Monday night. Namely, they would do it on the Sunday night because they usually probably will flex it off a 4 o'clock game on Sunday, or they just move it to Sunday night, or they do a double header on a Monday. So, with that being said, with the Indiana Fever, there's a chance that the Indiana Fever could be featured on all 44 games instead of 41. Now, again, I know you're saying, well, Martin, explain this to me. All right, I'm going to explain this to you. The Indiana Fever has a chance to do history. They has a chance to break history. When I looked up everything, is that regular season record. The regular season record of games are 34-6, and that's by the Las Vegas Aces in 2023. You know what I'm saying? In 2023. And that's what Asia Wilson knew. Now, you think about the Indiana Fever and the team that they put together, they have a chance to break that. Because it's 44 games now. It's 44 games. So they have a chance to do that. They could go 37-7. They could go 38-6. They could go 39-4. Whatever the case might be, I believe that record will be break. Now, like I said, I will go more in detail of that later on, but I want to take another closer look at how this all came about. And ESPN is funny. They are a funny little network. And I call them little because they have little thinking mind people on that network. Because the fact of the matter is that you just a couple of days ago said that Caitlin Clark wasn't even in the top 5 of the greatest college athlete ever. But then you celebrating her playing on your network because you want to capitalize on what she's doing. And so let me hit you with this clip real quick.
With some breaking news. The national television schedule, it's been released for the 2025 W season. There are 175 games you can cash on national TV and on streaming. This is the 29th year of the WNBA. We will have a record number 13 games on ABC this season. That will also be the home of the 2025 All-Star Game. And speaking of All-Stars, our first broadcast this season, ooh-wee, big-time doubleheader. Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, they meet in the season opener. And then you have ring night for Brianna Stewart and the Liberty, seeing them host the 3-time MVP Asia Wilson and the new-look Aces. But with such star power on those teams, it's really no surprise they're atop the list for the most games available for you to check out on a national scale. The Fever, they lead the league with 41 games here, followed by the Aces, 33, the champion Liberty at 32. And then, you know what's happening in my hometown? Oh, yes, the Bay has a squad. The inaugural season of the Golden State Valkyries. So, Shanae, let's just look at some of all of this here because we have the Liberty and Aces. They're going to clash here 3 times. All 3 of those are on ABC and ESPN. The Fever and the Sky, they meet 5 times. Caitlin Clark, the revamped Fever, they look to build on their success last season against Angel Reese in the Sky. And then we have a rematch of the WNBA Finals. There are so many rivalries here. What's the game you're most looking forward to?
First of all, New York, I see what you did. You guys got Natasha Cloud. Y'all trying to go back to back. I see y'all. But what I'm most looking forward to, no shade to the OGs because I love them. I feel like we're going to see another step in their game. Asia Wilson, Napisa Collier. Give me Angel Reese. Give me Caitlin Clark because this has been box office, y'all. The young guns, the young stars have come to play. Angel at unrivaled training with Lisa, Leslie, and Caitlin. We all know that girl. She lives, breathes, eats, sleeps in the gym. So I am so excited to see that matchup, those two, because anytime they go up against each other, honestly, the whole world shuts down. Everything shuts down. So, yeah, I'm excited. Give me all the games. Actually, you know what? I'm actually going to be there probably for all the games, so I don't know.
I was going to say, and NECA's games, too.
Oh,
that's...
All right, so you see what ESPN just did, right? ESPN really just try to, switch it up when it came to Caitlin Clark. And we already know that they're gonna be playing the Chicago Sky 5 times more than any other team that they gonna play this year. I don't know why 5. They played them 4 times. The Fever beat them 3 out of 4 last year, and it shouldn't be no different. So my thing is this here is that they need to figure out what they are trying to do. It's like either you want to celebrate Caitlin Clark or you don't want to Caitlin Clark, or you don't think she's one of the greatest, or you just trying to figure out how you want to continue to monopolize her growth. Now, granted, everything else, what I have said, with the Indiana Fever is that you look at their scheduling. All right, so if you look at the scheduling right here for the upcoming ESPN, you have the Fever in the Sky in May. Then you have the Fever in the Sky May 17th. I think it's a doubleheader with them. Then you actually in June 14th you have New York coming to the Fever. Then you have the Fever in June 22nd, I believe they go to the Aces. Then July 13th, you got the Dallas Wings coming to them. Then they have the 15th, a day apart. They travel to the Connecticut Sun. Then you got them traveling to New York on the 22nd of July. Then you got them traveling to the Sky on the 27th of June. You know what I'm saying? Because the Fever got 3 games at home against the Sky, and the Sky only get 2. And then you got them going to Seattle August the 3rd. Then Dallas plays them at home on August the 12th. And then you got the Lynx September. But nevertheless, if you think about this think about this for a minute. The Indiana Fever are America's team. Everybody wants a piece of the pie. Like I said this before, and I'll go over again. This reminds me so much of the 72-10 Bulls, because the Indiana Fever is everybody wants them. You think about this. Viewership is going to break so much records this year. They're going to break the records that they set last year. Attendance records is going to be broken as well. Then you think about this. TV ratings is going to skyrocket. Like Ion did numbers last year. When it came to Caitlin Clark. And I'm sure they want to keep Caitlin Clark on TV. Ion, to me, I love watching them games on Ion, to be honest with you. You think about this. Ion had the most viewership. They had 7 games with more than 1 million viewers on Ion last year, and that was dealing with Caitlin Clark. 1.60 million between on August the 30th. That was the Fever in the Sky, and then on July 12th, when Diane Taurasi, 1.34 million. Then on September the 6th, when Minnesota came there, it was 1.2 million. And you think about this, the Mercury came again. It's August 16th. That was 1.22 million. Then the Aces came September 13th. That was 1.20 million. And then the Atlanta Dream came on the 21st. Well, they went to Atlanta Dream in Atlanta that day. That was the 21st. That was the day after my birthday last year. And that was 1.18 million. And then the Mystics, 1.2. But you got to think about this now. It's all because of Caitlin Clark. Ion did none of these numbers with no other team that wasn't involved with Caitlin Clark. They didn't do these numbers. Caitlin Clark did all of these numbers featuring all these teams that I just mentioned a few minutes on Ion. So if you look at this, there's a chart right here by Talk Hoops, televised ABC, CBS, ESPN, NBA TV games per WNBA team this season coming up. The Indiana Fever has 27. New York has 22. Aces has 20. Chicago 14. The Sparks has 14. Minnesota has 13. Atlanta 12. Dallas 11. Seattle 9. Connecticut 9. Phoenix 8. And the Valkyries 7. And then you turn around, you look at Amazon Prime. This they schedule layout. They got them all. They got, I think, what? It's you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got 6. They got 6 games with the Indiana Fever, and so I wonder what day is. Now they're gonna have a double header on that night, on June 5th, with the New York and Mystics and the Liberty and the, I don't know why, or the Valkyries and them. I don't know why. And then I think they're gonna have another doubleheader night. Then they got another doubleheader June 26th with the LA Sparks and the Fever. Then May 22nd, that's the game that's the game I'm going to. That's a Thursday night. When they play Atlanta down in the ATLs. So I definitely will be to that game. The Fever versus the Dream. Then you got July 24th, twice. The Aces and the Aces play the Fever July 3rd, and then they turn around and play them July 24th. And both of them are home game for the Fever. And then the Fever has a doubleheader in August, on August 7th, with the Phoenix Mercury. And that'll be it. That's all their games right there. Now, Ashley Nicole Moss, she put this on Twitter like yesterday around 12 hours ago. She said that, well, yeah, the numbers show Caitlin Clark is responsible for a large chunk of the increase in viewership. The WNBA will continue to ride the wave until there is no longer profitable for them. Also continue to increase viewership that will help the players in the negotiation with the CBA. So with that being said, because you think about this, once this year over, because everybody has signed 1-year deals. Everybody has signed 1-year deals. So you think about this. At the end of the day, the Indiana Fever is going to drive up more revenue for this year, and it's going to help garner them to either get paid more money or, I guess, doing merchandise sales or whatever, any composition that they could negotiate, but it's going to help. And this year, that's why they banking on this year to be crucial going into the CBA, because they say, well, look what we done this year. But you got to think about this. They're not doing it by themselves. This is all on the backs of Caitlin Clark this year and last year. Because like I said before, the Indiana Fever are going to break records. They're going to drive viewership even more, because you look at the team that they have assembled, have in free agency: DeWanna Bonner, Natasha Clouse, Sophie Cunningham, Sydney Colston, Bree Turner, Jalen Brown. Then you got a re-signing of Kelsey Mitchell, then Aaliyah Boston, then Caitlin Clark, the head of everything. So you sit back and think about this and say, dang, this is a whole new team. So everybody wants to come out and see this team play. They're not looking for last year's team. They're looking for this team this year. And they like, okay, well, we're looking for this team. We want to see what this team going to do. Like I said, the Indiana Fever start out hot. And when they go undefeated in the first 10 games, oh, yeah, trust me, tickets going to be it's going to sold out even more, because like, oh, they hot. And if they say they lose in the first 15 games, they lose, 2 games in that stretch? Oh, yeah. Then guess what's going to happen? Like I told y'all before in the beginning of the video, networks are going to be scrambling to get them last 3 games with the Indiana Fever because they looking at history, the way the Fever playing and the way the Fever going. Tell you. Then you got to look at All-Star break. All-Star break is going to be in Indianapolis. Boom. That's going to be, I think that's going to be aired on ABC. Look at Andrews did say that. So you got to look at all of this, man. This is the year of the Indiana Fever. History in the making. And it starts with these schedules. So there was an article that came out, said that the Indiana Fever to be featured in the WNBA 41 national televised game for 2025. Today, the NBA announced the complete national broadcast schedule for the 2025 season, with the Indiana Fever feature in nationally televised 41 of the 44 games. Will all but 3 airing nationally, the total mark of franchise high for a most televised game in Fever history, and the most for a single team in the WNBA. So they set records for that too. So that's what I'm trying to tell y'all guys. And if you think about this, when May comes around, when the broadcast schedule comes around, I don't have the complete schedule for the Indiana Fever because that's what I wanted to get, the Indiana Fever complete schedule. But they did put out the Commissioner's Cup also, and you got the Liberty versus the Fever, June 14th. And then you have, I think you will have the Connecticut Sun versus June 17th against the Fever in that standpoint. So I don't know how they're going to keep going on to that. But anyway, nevertheless, you get the point. So the Indiana Fever, like I said, they are going to be on they're going to have 41 of their 44 games televised. Now, like I said, just be prepared later on in the season, how the season goes for the Indiana Fever, especially if the games they winning. I seen it last year in the NFL with the Washington Commanders, my team, and Jaden Daniels, the young rookie sensation who won the Rookie of the Year. And they team in the Washington Commanders who set all kind of records last year, the first team to win 12. They haven't won this. They haven't won that. And then they started switching games for them. They started being on TV. They won 2 playoff games in forever, So there was a lot of different things that the NFL did. They did flex the game between the Atlanta and Washington because, Michael Penix, the other rookie that played there, players in Atlanta. But we seen it. So don't be surprised if, say, the 3 games that they had don't show the Fever is not televised on, and they say, well, hey, look at what they're doing, history in the making, and say that they do have a chance to break the Aces record of most wins in the season, and they're not on TV. Don't you think they're gonna flex that game for that? It's gonna happen, guys. So, like I said before, you might see the Indiana Fever definitely televise all 44 games. It's just what it is. But people can't get mad because who's driving the league right now? Caitlin Clark is driving the league. Who her team is? The Indiana Fever. So therefore, that's why the networks want her. She is must-see TV. Just like how TNT and ESPN, they're always showing the Lakers and stuff like that. Same thing. But the difference is Caitlin Clark is must-see TV at all times. So like, comment, subscribe. Until the next episode, Live Wire Sports, and I'm out.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing. Live Wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.